Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Rome today for Pope Leo's inaugural Mass. And Carney is expected to have bilateral meetings with several leaders from around the world during the trip. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, French Prime Minister Francois Bayrou, and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, they are among those who have confirmed that they will attend the Pope's Mass. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is also hoping to be there. Well, again, Carney is on his way to Rome. For more on this, we're joined live by Reed Lachlan, Associate Professor of Christianity and Culture at U of T and St. Michael's College. Reed, thanks a lot for joining us. Okay, so let's talk about this first, the significance of heads of state attending this inaugural Mass.
Right. So, I mean, I just think that is, a reminder that Rome is a center of spiritual authority for Catholics. It's a religious center. It's a pilgrimage place, but it's also a state, right? And the head of that state is the Pope. And so when the Pope receives his symbols of his office, it's appropriate to have other leaders of state there or their representatives.
And what can you tell us about what is expected during this inaugural Mass?
Well, at the inaugural Mass, he'll receive the symbols of state, the symbols of his papacy. And so there are three of them that are important. One of them he probably won't receive, but they used to, which is a tiara, which had a threefold crown that was a symbol of power. Actually, since Paul VI, no pope has worn the tiara, so he probably won't receive that. He'll receive a pallium, which is like a wool strip that's worn on the shoulder with red crosses on it. That symbol, you might think of his horizontal relationship with the whole church and his pastoral mission. And then he'll receive a ring, a fisherman's ring, which symbolizes his connection to St. Peter. Each time a pope dies, that ring is usually destroyed or it's disfigured so it can't be used. It used to be used to seal letters. We don't really send letters that way anymore, but it was a symbol of his authority as the representative of Peter and of Christ.
Will this, or rather, do you expect this inaugural Mass to, maybe be an opportunity to set the tone of his papacy?
I mean, I think it will, but I think that he's actually been setting the tone quite a bit as he's been meeting with people. He's already given several speeches. He's celebrated Mass in the crypt. He's done an Angelus address. And his themes have been pretty consistent. And I just brought one example. So this morning he met with diplomatic representatives from all over the world. So the people who represent these heads of states who will be there at the inaugural Mass. And he emphasized these three themes, which were peace, which he's returned to frequently, justice, and he's often connected justice to Pope Leo XIII and responding to the Industrial Revolution, workers' rights, income inequality, and then truth, and the need to proclaim the truth, but to do so in love and charity. And so I'd be surprised if these weren't also his themes at the inaugural Mass. He's been pretty consistent. He's referred a lot to this 1891 encyclical Rerum Novarum by Leo XIII, as well as to Pope Francis's first apostolic exhortation, Evangelii Gaudium. So those seem to be, in addition, of course, to the Gospels and other religious sources, seem to be the two texts that he refers to. And probably those will, I suspect, frame what he says at the inaugural Mass as well.
And as we wrap up, how do you expect this to differ from, what we saw with the inaugural Mass of Pope Francis, who was Jesuit?
I mean, I don't think it'll differ very much at all. I think it'll be very similar. Of course, Pope Leo is a very different person. He's less informal, right? So I suspect it'll be there'll be a bit more solemnity just in his person. Not that Francis wasn't solemn, but he had a spontaneity about him. So, for example, when Pope Leo met with media, it was actually quite a good meeting, quite a profound meeting, and he said some things that I think were very appreciated. But it wasn't sort of off the cuff. It was a prepared message, and so I think that'll be different. But other than that, I mean, I think it'll be very similar. This is an ancient tradition, and I think that Leo is somebody who values that tradition, and so I think there'll be more continuity than difference.
Excellent. Reed Lachlan, Associate Professor of Christianity and Culture at U of T and St. Michael's College. Thank you very much for making time for us this afternoon.
My pleasure. Thank you.